Okay, today we are going to do a gold inlay. As you can see, I already done my drawing, so I'm going to start to cut the outline of my bird, because it is a bird. Let me show you. See? I don't know if you see very well, but it's a bird, trust me. Ah, anyway, it's a bird. So I'm going to blow it up, and I'm going to start to cut it. Usually when I cut it, I try to cut inside the line, because they got tendency to become bigger. I hope you can see something. Let me put some more light. Hope is better that. So let's do it. Anyway, you got the idea, so I will get back to you later. I have finished. I have finished cutting the outside, the perimeter, the periphery of my bird, and it looks like that now. Okay, it's a little dry, but there is nothing much I can. Oh, maybe it's a little better like that. Okay. And now I'm going to start to remove the metal to make space for gold. I'm going to show you that for a few seconds or a few minutes maybe. I will start with the head because that's really the easiest. Feathers are a little more difficult to look at. Okay, let me blow it up. I'll zoom in. No, forget that little feather on his head. Now I'm going to take a white chisel and I'm going to remove that part which is sticking out. I'm going to cut it a little more the other way. Like so. Then I'm going to cut the outer wall a little more to make it sharper. I think that's good enough. And to show you a little more, I'm going to do the head of my bird. That of course is a beak, but I got something sticking out of it. So before I start, I'm going to make sure that it's in the right alignment. As I was saying, I like my outer wall to be sharp. Didn't work very well. So I'm going to use that other tool. Suppose it's okay. Plus, that won't work. Hold on. Let's try last time. It might be a little wider. I think it's a little narrow. I like the proportion better that way. Okay. Yeah, I think it's okay. Let me see how it works, how it looks like. If I can find what I need, of course. Ah, we do it this way. So I think my beak is okay. Now I'm going to take a chisel and I'm going to start to remove metal. Ah, I'm having problem with that beak. For some reason, it doesn't want to go my way. So, okay, I think that's okay. Okay, I think that's okay. I'm just not very good at doing commentary. I'm sorry about that. And I'm going to continue a little more. Okay, I'm going to do it that way. It's easier. That I can actually show you the part that space being finished. And before to move on and do the rest of it on my own. Okay, if you wonder why I do it that way, it's because sometimes the tool is not perfectly flat on the bottom. Since I can see a sharp edge on both sides of my tool, I know that even if my tool is not perfectly flat on the bottom of the cut, at least I am well underneath the surface of my bird. So when I will actually start to undercut it, I will not be above the surface. Okay, now I'm going to take it a little wider, and I'm going to remove whatever I've left before. I'll try to make that surface more or less flat. Once again, it's to prepare my undercutting. When you put the gold is going to actually merge the bottom of the cut. So if you got some parts which are much lower, you are going to have a little depression of the gold. If it's a little depression, it's okay. If it's a big depression, then you may not have enough gold to fill up that depression. And then when you flush the gold, you will still see a depression, which is just not very desirable. So if I make such a fast play, I am less likely to have a depression on the final inlay. I'm sorry, I don't quite have the vocabulary to express what I'm trying to say. Okay, I think you get some sort of idea of the way I'm going to proceed. So, I shall let you be for now and go back to you later. I am done with what I was doing earlier. Let me show you the result. So, that's the bird. After I remove the background, it's pretty flat. It's okay. I'm going to do the stippling of the head of the bird now. So, let me focus on that. I will turn the microphone off because it's pretty noisy and I don't really care. And I'm sure you want to hear about it. So hold on for a minute or two. Oh, I'm going to focus a little better. Like that, I think it's okay. I'm going to turn the microphone off. Okay, I've done that part. Now I'm going to blow it up to show you a little better. See, the surface is very rough. And when I lay my gold, the gold is going to flow in a different direction, which is going to hold it. I know it seems weird, but it works. Some people do very sparse yet undercutting. I do a very tight undercutting, and I try to make it as rough as possible. But still, I want to keep my steel on the background down because I don't want it to go on the surface when I put the gold. Anyway, that's the way it looks like now. I'm going to stop again recording and I will show you when I will finish. It's going to take some time, so I don't think that's the most exciting part of what I'm doing. But if you really like it, oh, maybe you don't see very much, there's not that much light. You put more light. Okay, you can see better with more light, I'm sure. As you can see, it's very rough, but nevertheless, it's still underneath the surface because it's a flush inlay. And you can always take advantage of looking at the stuff closer to fix whatever stuff you didn't do right. I didn't do right, sorry. See, like here? Anyway, so that's all for now. I will continue later, and if you really enjoy looking at me doing the stippling, you can always rewind and look at it again, and rewind and look at it again until you get fed up, which I hope is not going to take too long. Something else I do, but I will do it later anyway, I usually clean the undercutting. I want it to be free of loose metal because it will keep my gold from sticking well to the gold. Sorry, it will keep my gold from sticking properly to the surface of the background. Anyway, that's all for now. Enjoy. I have finished. Sorry, I have finished doing the stippling. Let me show you what it looks like now. Ah, it's very bright. So it looks like that. Maybe I can improve on the. Anyway, it looks like this. Now I'm going to start to do the gold inlay. I'm going to zoom again, like so. And since we have been doing the head, I'm going to start with the head again. I think it's pretty well focused. Yeah, it's okay. So, you don't see it because I'm doing it off camera, but I'm going to anneal the gold to make it a little softer. Please give me a second. Okay. To do that, I usually will use a lighter because That's enough. Okay, I'm ready now, so we can start. To find my tool, of course, which is here. I'm going to clean this thing. I'm going to start with that little feather on the top of the head of my bird. Like that. I know it's kind of weird that the gold seems to stick so easily to the background. That is because the background is, of course, undercut. And actually, gold, like water, flow. Which means that it's going to try to penetrate every little space there is. And basically, when you press it, like I do with my tool, I force the gold to flow deeper into the little piece, in the little space. Okay, now this I'm going to start with a beak. I'm going to start. Pardon. Going to cut that little thing here. Because I don't want that little piece to interfere with my inlay. Let me put it a little more in the middle, like that. Okay, there is no specific reason to start with a beak, but I kind of like to do it that way. Of course it moves. Don't worry, I'm not going to show you the whole thing because it's going to take a few hours. But I'm going to do a little more to show you. Oh. This didn't do very well there. I will stipple again a little, make sure that it's staying, so I will turn the microphone off. So I did with stipple my background, and okay, this time it's going to go better. So here we are again. And obviously, last time I was going a little too fast, or maybe my tool was not sharp enough, or both. I'm going to do something I don't usually do, it's to put a line of gold in that direction, so I can give you a better idea of the way it is when it's finished. Okay, I will put a second one. Like so. There's several schools of thought. The Belgians think that it is actually easier, or not easier, but better to put a lot of small lines. They figure that when things get hot, they expand. So they try to manage the expansion of the gold by putting smaller line. I kind of think that might be right, but also think that if your gold is well anchored, it shouldn't be a big problem. And since I believe that my gold is well anchored, I don't do what the Belgians do. See if I move my gold like that, you can see it move. That part here is moving just a little, but it's nowhere close from losing its anchor. And when I will have my inlay finish, I will show you that I will actually hammer the gold when you hammer the gold, it's both to make the line disappear. Gold is one of the few metals who actually cold weld. It means that basically you create almost welding between two lines of gold by just hitting it. I don't know if it's really the case, but the fact is that when you hammer the gold, even gold line like I do, because I use gold wire, as you may see, the gold line, or the line between the different line of wire, will actually disappear. Like they do here, for example. You can hardly see a line here. And when you hammer it, you basically move the gold, and the gold, like water, is going to follow the path of least resistance, which means that it is going to fill up the hole first. And then if you continue to hammer it, you'll have tendency to climb and to try to get on the top of each other. So you want to hammer it, but not so much that you are going to make the gold climb on the top of one, the gold wire climb on the top of the other wire, because then you will have like gold sheet, if you can call it that way, which will be created. And when you polish it, or when you shed it, chances are that you are going to have a hole, because in order to hold adequately, it needs to be held from underneath. If it's not held from underneath, it's going to have a tendency to peel. And of course, if it peels, the place where it peels is going to give a little depression. And if you have a depression, it shows on the final result, the final product. So you want to hammer it just enough to fill up the empty space, but not so much that the gold wire will climb on the top of each other. I'm not sure I'm being very clear. Maybe I just don't have. There's another problem I have with gold. I don't know if you can see it well, but gold is very soft, and sometimes you get little piece of metal which are like that. And it's better to remove it, because metal shaving is going to basically inlay itself in the gold. And then, if you don't remove it, when you are going to blow the gun, that little piece of metal shaving is actually going to be blue. So it's going to appear to be black on the yellow bright background. And it's going to be like a spot, which is really undesirable. So that's one of the reasons I clean my surface. I try to remove whatever still dust I have. So I will not pollute my gold. See, that one is moving away, so I'm going to move it back where it belongs. See if it's moving. No. Okay, anyway, so here is my head. And it looked pretty ugly right now, because it got different type of reflection and because the metal has not been polished. But on the next installment, I will show you, I will have the inlay finish all together, and I will start to polish the excess gold to make it flush with the surface of the metal. And then all this reflection and line will disappear. See you then. I have finished my inlay. Let me show you. See? All the white space, the black space, sorry, is now gold. So I'm going to hammer it down a little, and then I will polish it to make it flush to the surface of the trigger plate, I think. So I will turn the microphone off because it's pretty noisy and not very pleasant to hear it. Okay, it's good enough. I'm going to take a burnishing tool and I'm going to burnish it. I'm going to zoom in to show you what's happening. There's two main reasons to do the burnishing part. One of the reasons is to fill up the gap. See, like this one here? Maybe you don't see, but I'm going to show you. See, there is a gap here, right there. It looks like a line, but it's a gap between two lines. If we use my tool, I can fill it actually. So, when I burnish it, that gap is there. It's like a little hole. When I burnish it, I basically move gold there. And I was saying earlier, gold flow. And it's going to go to flow where there is hole. So as you can see now, it's gone. The other reason to do the burnishing part, it's to make sure there is nothing loose. If the gold is not well anchored in the bottom, in my undercutting, the gold is going to start to move, because when I do the burnishing, basically I move gold. I move gold not just superficially, but I move gold actually all the way to the bottom. Of the undercutting. And if it moves now, it's inconvenient. But on the other hand, at this stage, it's much easier to repair than it will be later. So instead to lose my time polishing than repairing, it's better to repair now. And hopefully I won't have to. But if I have to, I prefer to do it now. Because sometimes when you do your shading, see that part here is kind of weird. It doesn't have quite the same texture. Anyway, as I was saying, it's much easier to repair now than to repair later. When you repair, you may lose your shading, which is inconvenient, but you also have to polish with sandpaper. When you polish with sandpaper, you cannot just polish the part you repair. You basically polish all over. And when you polish all over, you may start to remove more gold than what you should. And then the bottom, the undercutting, is going to show through the gold. Now, of course, that will be very undesirable, and if it was to happen, you will have to start all over again. Which is time consuming. You will have to basically redo what you done before, but you also have to remove the gold, which is not that easy. Most of the time you will have to actually hand chisel the gold out. So you will lose more time than necessary, and it will take you more time to fix it. That's what it took you initially to do the work. Thank you. You get the idea anyway. See, you don't, but it used to have quite a lot of gold wire side by side. Now, even with fairly big zooming, you still don't see any line between the gold. As I was saying earlier, gold kind of gold weld. Of course, the gold did expand as I was doing that. Kind of flaky, see? It's actually very, very thin. I would not even know what the thickness of this flake. They might be like, I don't know, 1/1000th of a millimeter. Very much like gold leaf. And that shaving is coming from when two gold wire meet. See, like here. Once again, it's better to do it now than to do it later. Because you can move gold. That way, if you got a little hole, you can try to fill it up. Okay, let me zoom out now. It looks like that. It's still pretty ugly. Not, it starts to get a little better, at least for me. Let me clean that up. Now I'm going to take some sandpaper and I'm going to remove the excess gold so that my gold will be flush with the steel. Okay, it's going to take a few minutes, but I think I should show you that because I think it's kind of interesting to see it come from being so poorly defined to have something much sharper. Okay. I was telling you about depression earlier, that it was important to, I find it important to have a smooth background, let's say. This is a part here this one here, oh, that one there. It's because the metal here is slightly lower than the surrounding. Of course, I got enough metal, I can still polish, but if I had too much, the depression was too deep, I will not have enough gold to fix it. This time I'm not going to have any problem. But if you are not careful, that's one of the problems you may have. Okay, let me show it to you. Okay, I'm going to show you that space, like that you will see it disappear. You see the one which were around, the one which were around here are gone. I still have that one here. And I got a little one there. And they're really gone. Sometimes as you polish, you will see some hole appear, like here. So I'm just going to use my burnishing tool and I'm going to burnish it. See, it's gone. No, let's do that one too. It's gone too. No, not quite. Okay, this time it's gone. Now when I use my sandpaper, I will have a depression there because I moved the gold, and I will have something that's what I got here and there. But it's shallow enough to make no difference. See? It's moving away there. And little by little it's disappearing. There's something else that you're going to see. I'm going to show you the tail, because on the tail there is a gap between several feathers. It's going to be around here. And here it is. You should be able to see it. And here it is. There, the gap I was expecting to see, because when I did my inlay, that was there, so it is there now. Okay, I'm going to try to finish doing my polishing. And if you remember that depression I was telling you about earlier, which was around there, it's gone. And actually, the inlay is pretty good. There's still something here, a little. I see that the feet of my bird, and they are kind of separated. There's a gap there. That's normal. And that's a little feather which are on the belly of the bird. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, we're almost done. Oh, forget that one. Okay. Clean that thing up again. Of course, it's not quite finished, but you can see. No, maybe you will see better if I zoom out. Now the shape of my bird now is very well defined. It was a little fuzzy before because of the gold, which was not just in the location they are supposed to be. Seeing that part here, that part is going to be one wing. That's the second wing, which is in the background, and at the end of that second wing. Of course, here you got the feet, you got two of them, and you got a little feather on the head. I cannot just leave it that way because I use a fairly coarse paper to remove the gold to start with. So I have to use different grade of sandpaper to polish it to a more desirable finish. Let's try that one. Of course, you have removed most of the gold, the excess gold at this point, so now you're just going to polish it to make the polish of the steel in the background the same as the polish of the gold. which is much easier. At this point, you actually remove very little gold. Actually, you try to remove as little as possible, because you don't want to remove more gold than necessary. Do that side. See, at this point, I don't just polish my gold or my gold inlay, I actually polish the whole part. Because sometimes, see, like on this screw head, there is some defect. So when you polish, you can actually remove some of this defect. And of course, as an engraver, you are not really responsible for what a gunsmith may have done, but on the other hand, you want your work to look as good as possible. So it doesn't cost much to try to fix things, to make what you do look better. Okay, that's pretty good, I think. What do you think? I think it's okay. I'm still going to go a little lighter, if I can find my paper. I got some 800 somewhere. I don't know where. Ah, here it is. Let me show you the line that you can still see. See, if I really blow it up, you can see the line, which I do with my sandpaper. Now I'm going to use some 800, and you still add some light. I mean, my purpose is not really to make a mirror finish. I don't really care for mirror finish. And furthermore, that part is going to be blue. And when you want to blue something, you have to have a fairly coarse finish. Actually, 800 is too much. That's why I'm going to insist mostly on my gold, because the gold being so much softer than the steel, of course it's going to polish much faster. And now I'm going to use some of that stuff, I don't know the name, and it's going to finish that part. So if you look at my bird, it's pretty good. Got something there, which is there. And I was saying sometimes when you polish, its defects start to appear. But on the other hand, you also have to remember that you're looking at that with a microscope. And of course, people are not going to look at it with a microscope. They are going to look maybe with a lens of some sort, or with their bare eyes. And all these things that I can see with my microscope are going to be invisible. Furthermore, I'm going to do some shading. And the shading is actually going to kind of hide whatever defect I may still have. I mean, it's actually pretty good in anything. And I was saying, you see, you got sometimes some tiny hole and you got something right there. So you can see a bright spot. But that bright spot is what maybe... Actually, I can show you. Hold on. Oh, I have to find it. Okay. That one is in centimeter. So you see that bright spot. Oh no, it's actually inches. I'm not sure. Okay, let me try to find one with... What about you? Ah, that's centimeter. Okay, between two gradients you got 1 millimeter, so that stuff is... What? I would say maybe 1/10 or 1/15 of a millimeter. So it's a pretty small dot. And if I look at it, knowing where it is, I can hardly see it. I mean, actually, I cannot see it at all, but I know that it's there. Yeah, you know, when you know that something is there, you're more likely to see it. Okay, I'm going to shut it down for a while, and I'm going to start to do the shading. Bye for now. Okay, that bird is a quail. So I'm going to do not much, but a little drawing to give me some indication where I'm going when I actually shade it. As I said earlier, that thing here is one feather and that one here is another. Let me focus a little better. And in between, of course, you got the body of the bird. Okay, the body of the bird is basically following that curve. More or less like that. And then you got that feather, which is going to come like this. Of course, you know, it's just to give me some sort of idea where I am going. There's a feather there, and there's the other one which is starting there. Of course, I'm not going to really follow my own line, but it gives me an idea where to go. Engraving works by contrast. So if I want to differentiate between the two wings, I have to make one darker than the other, obviously. And I have to make the body of my bird also a different tone. So you can make one very dark, one grayer, and one almost white, which is basically what I'm going to do. As soon as I find my tool. So I'm going to start with the body. Of course, I need to clean it. Okay. Yeah, I think you can see something. Maybe I can give you a little more light. Okay. So as I was saying, that thing is going to follow the body of the bird. Now I will have my wings, which will be the right wings. And the right wing is going to be a little lower than the bottom. As I told you, I don't really try to follow the line. And even that line, I may not follow it. Ah. And that specific bird, there is a feather, which is very round. See, like this one there. There, I got my other feather from my right wings, which is going this way. Okay. Now I'm going to do the other one. See, that one got, sorry, the feather there. Actually, there is several feathers which are getting like in a curve. Can you see something? Yeah, you can. Okay, my feather are not perfect at this point, but it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to see where I was going. I'm going to start with the body of my little bird. So I'm going to start to define that line better. Okay, here it is. Of course, now I want my thing to be much darker. So I'm going to put more of that. Until it reaches the line where the steel with the gold. And then, because that's the way on my picture, I will write a dashed line there. And the two lines are going to meet. Like so. I was not very pleased with my feather there. I think they are not right. So I'm going to change it. I'm going to use my magic tool. Kind of erase the film. And then I will do the same thing with that one. Excuse me. And I'm going to make the beginning of a third one. Like that. I was saying one is going to be gray, one is going to be black. I already did do the black one. That's a black line here. Like that, one is going to be gray. So kind of gray. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you to death showing you every aspect of it. I will get back on recording as I progress in the shading of my bird. See you then. I am back. I decided to do something a little different. So, I was tired to do the wing. I'm going to do the head of my bird. I figure that, yeah, I will show you. I mean, there is not much commentary to do, so I'm going to do the eye first because I think it's easier. And then there's like a curve going downward. Another one which is going that way. Here's a peak. It's very dark. I don't know if you see much. Maybe you'll see it better that way. quite annoying that I don't stay in the middle. Okay, I will pause the recording for a minute or two until I can find out what I'm doing wrong. Okay, I think it's going to work better now. Okay, I think you've been patient enough, and I'm going to continue on my own, and I will show you later. Enjoy. Okay, I'm back. That's the last time for this project. As you can see, it's done. I completely forget that I was supposed to do some recording, so I was just working and I forgot. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, that's the way it looks now. If you want, I can actually try to make it to focus a little more on it. Today I'm going to focus much more, kind of like that. So maybe you can see a little more of the detail. I mean, I don't really know if I need to make to give you an explanation. Basically, that's one hand as a beast. And I'm going to try to move that stuff to show you the feather. The feather look like that. And let's continue with the feather. See that yellow feather I was telling you about, which you can see on the underneath here. You can see it here, and that's the same feather, part of it at least here. Goes like little feet of my beast. I can blow it up. Look. Oh, I lost it. They look like that. Not sure it's very. Okay, it's a little sharper that way, I suppose. Take my glasses on. Yeah. May even give you some more light. Well, that's a feet. You see, you got a little feather there. If you go back, oh, go too far. That's the tail of the animal. And once again, you can see it in its entirety. I'm going to lower the light. Uh, too big. Oh, that seems to be okay. Oh. And here it is. Once again, a little bigger. Oh, wrong way. I think it's a cute little bird. I really like Quail, especially that feather on their head. Makes them look really, really cute. Anyway, I hope you did enjoy what I did. And if you did that, you don't have to look it to watch it in its entirety. Take care. Bye bye.